Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to McRiddick's Critic, the show made for critics and by critics. Throughout the remainder of this show, my trusty remote and I will be going on about the different LEGO games that we have and or have played. So without further ado, let's start with LEGO Island. Now this was released around 1997, classed as an action-adventure game. Now, I would get rid of the action part, because there really isn't any action. The only part that's closest to action is you're trying to lure the big bad guy, the Brickster, which it doesn't give anything about him. And I had to look him up on Wikipedia. But you're trying to lure him to the police station, or to the police driving around on motorcycles with pizzas, because apparently that's, yeah. So, I thought this game was slightly too limited. Like, you could build your own cars, and you could use 5 different characters, but you had to stay on the paths, and the worst part was the controls were extremely touchy. But I'm going to let them off on that one because it was made in 1997. So, on to the next one. LEGO Racers. LEGO Racers was a game made around 1999. It's a racing game, as you could probably gather from the title. But what made this game really great was that you could customize your own vehicles and your own characters, and you could have a car for each character, and you could also have an unlimited amount. What made it bad, though, was after the 3rd level, the levels repeated themselves until you got to the final level, which you raced Rocket Racer and his other people. LEGO Island 2. This game was made around 2001, classed as an action and adventure game. I guess you could call it that, but I personally wouldn't. I seriously can't think of one good aspect of this game. The worst part was the loading time. You would sit there for 15 minutes waiting for a single minigame to load. A single minigame. The storyline was terrible, people's acting was terrible, and I could probably go on for hours about the terrible things in this game, and how terribly it was made. But because of limited time, I'm just gonna stop. LEGO Racers 2, if you ask me, is just about the same as the first LEGO Racers, except the levels don't repeat themselves. You can only create one character, and you can only create one car per world you go to. And yes, you can travel to different worlds, and once you beat all the races there, you race the boss of that world. And the disappointing thing is, the big boss is way too easy. Like, way too easy. LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga. Now, I do also have LEGO Star Wars 2, the original trilogy, but since that's pretty much the exact same thing as LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga, I'm just going to do LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga, since I do own that one too. So, for an older game, this one was quite good, I would say. There's a few blips, like 1 or 2 times I've gotten stuck in walls, and stuck in bushes, and even stuck in exhaust pipes. So, and I've also gotten stuck in asteroids. thing about this, though, was if you play a level like a third time over, it's not boring. And you could also customize your own people, and there were much more vehicles. This one was Lego Star Wars, the first one, which was just episodes 1, 2, and 3, and Lego Star Wars 2, the original trilogy, which was 4, 5, and 6. It's just those two put into one. So if you don't feel like buying the other two, just get this one. Lego Batman, the first one, was a good game, made in 2008. Action and adventure, quite justly. I haven't played this game in a while, so it's kind of hard for me to remember what it is, because after, like, the third remade game on it, I kind of got bored of it. But there were some blips, but it's a pretty good game. Next is Lego Indiana Jones, the original Adventures, not the second one, not the Adventures Continues, the original Adventures. That means The Last Crusade, Raiders of the Lost Ark, and Temple of Doom. Now, the great thing about this was it made all the disgusting and gross parts of the real movie turn into more childish jokes. Yeah. Imagine that. So, there are quite a few blips, such as getting stuck in waterfalls, getting stuck falling off a cliff and dying over and over again, and several times while playing this level, while being almost done, it locks up, and you have to turn off the system and turn it back on. Yeah, it's kind of annoying. Lego Pirates of the Caribbean, the video game. This is a 2011 game, so I tell you that because I forgot to say that in the last couple of things. So, this game isn't so much action and adventure, I would say. This is more puzzles. Puzzle after puzzle, non-stop. And this one has blips also, just like in most of the other ones. Overall, it was a pretty good game. Second time you play any level, it will be very boring, though. Lego Batman 2 was pretty good. There are quite a few blips. Character customizer was terrible. Like, absolutely terrible. And the storyline was good-ish. This was a pretty good game, too. Much better than some of the other ones. Lego Lord of the Rings would have been much better if you could move around faster, but they did do a very good job of shrinking the map and stuff like that. But there are quite a few blips, such as things you need not being there, and things you need to have happen to finish the level not happen. But it was a pretty good game. Lego Marvel Superheroes was released just last year, actually. I haven't actually finished playing this game, but one of the great things about it was the character customizer was amazing. You could have everybody have 2 different powers. But what made it bad was the map. The things to do around the map ran out really fast, and they were really easy. But I recommend getting this game. Now, there are some games that I missed, but if you do think of any bad or good things about any of the games I just talked about, then please leave a comment below, And don't forget to subscribe to the channel.